There are lots of centre-backs in the Premier League, so I got thinking, who are the best 10 centre-backs in the league? So I've only gone ahead and ranked who I think are the top 10 centre-backs in the league. Just before we do get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I might even end up doing this with every position. And also, if you get offended by this, grow up. It's my personal opinion. These are the 10 that I think are the best in the league. You're entitled to your own opinion. I'm entitled to mine. But let's get straight into it. In at number 10, I have Murillo, the Nottingham Forest centre-back. He has had a sensational start to the Premier League season so far. He, accompanied by Chris Wood, for me are the biggest reason why Nottingham Forest are doing so well at this stage of the season. I mean, the stats do not lie whatsoever. He has played every single minute of Premier League football for Nottingham Forest so far this season. And where do they sit in the table? 5th, above the likes of Tottenham and Man United. And if he does carry on this form, I could actually see him getting a move to a big Premier League club, a big La Liga club. I can see him getting the big move to a big money club, being only 22 as well. Number 9, I have Manuel Akanji. The Swiss international is still performing to these high standards. Since Akanji signed for Man City a few years ago, he has not looked out of place whatsoever in the Premier League. He has been a sensational top-class defender, has good partnerships with John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake and many more. And even in recent times this season, without Rodri, Man City not performing the best, Akanji is still playing really well. Number 8, I have put Christian Romero. The Tottenham centre-back is another top defender. It's just a shame I can't put him as high up as I would like to, because there are just so many amazing defenders in the league. Like Akanji, despite Tottenham's struggles this season, Romero is still performing to a very high standard. He is featured in all of Tottenham's league games so far this season, and he's even captained them a few times. For me, the only negative I can see in Romero's game is that at times he does seem to be quite rash in challenges. Romero is another player that I can see in a few years' time being a top defender in not only the league but also the entire world. But for me, he has to win trophies for that to happen, and being realistic, that's not going to happen at Tottenham. Number 7, Pau Torres. I think this was a brilliant, genius bit of business from Villa, bringing him in. He has transformed that defence. Him and Ezri Konsa at the back for Villa have been sensational this season. Pau Torres is another player that has played every single minute of Premier League football possible. If Pau Torres was not at Villa and he was at a top European side, I think that people would not be able to stop talking about him, and he would perhaps be in conversations to be the best centre-back in the world right now. Number 6, and I've put Gabriel. He is another perfect example of an elite level centre-back in the Premier League. From what I've seen, he is a brilliant leader in that Arsenal side, leading that back line. He's a goal-scoring centre-back, and at times, for me, he is actually better than Saliba. And just another thing to note with Gabriel, he has played every single minute of Premier League football as well, except for the Liverpool game where he was dragged off early due to injury. Number 5, and I have Ezri Konsa. It's another Villa centre-back. There's no way you can convince me otherwise, but Ezri Konsa is currently England's best centre-back. Over the past couple of years, he has been the key defender in this Unai Emery Villa side and a key to their success. For me, in a Villa shirt, he rarely ever puts a foot wrong. He's always there, body on the line defending, no matter what. He has passion for this club. He plays for the badge, and that's what I like to see in a defender. Number 4, and I have put Mickey van der Ven, the Rolls Royce of a defender for Tottenham and the Netherlands. Once again, Mickey van de Ven is one of those players that for me never really ever puts a foot wrong no matter what he does on that pitch. A top class defender, and I do think he is top 10 in the world right now. Number 3, and I have William Saliba. This may surprise a lot of people. Some people may think that he is guaranteed that top 2, and some might even think he should be first. But for me, he's just not quite there yet. While I have no doubt he will be able to go to the very top, and he is still at that very, very high level at a young age, he still needs to work on some stuff. Like we saw his red card earlier on in the season. Very, very reckless. Number 2, and I have put Virgil van Dijk. Yes, that's right. A lot of people would have expected him to claim that top spot. While I do think all time he is definitely up there in the top 3 Premier League centre-backs, he just this season has not been the best centre-back in the league. Liverpool's defence has been the best in the league by a country mile. Least goals conceded whatsoever. They are genuinely back on top. With Arne Slot, this side has been transformed defensively. They just seem more cool, calm and composed. But now it's time for my personal best defender in the Premier League this season, and it is Ibrahima Konate, and I don't think you can argue with that. If you have even watched 1 or 2 Liverpool games this season, you would have seen the level that this man is at. He is performing better than Virgil van Dijk so far this season. And I do think it is finally time that he gets some respect onto his name, because for the past few seasons he has suffered with injuries that have set him back to being one of the top defenders in Europe. It's only now that I'm seeing people raving about Konate and realising his actual potential is being achieved this season. So that was my top 10 centre-backs in the Premier League so far this season. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.